Welcome, welcome, welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host, Eben, and we're here with our good man, Joe. And he loves his 2011, and this is the ML350 Mercedes. And these cars are really just amazing with utility. I have a friend here in town. He's got one with 250 on it. He loves it. He gets them at the auction for like 5-6 grand a piece. And this has how many miles, Joe?
151,000.
So it's got only 151,000. And how you liking it, Joe?
I love it. It runs like a top, handles like a dream.
He loves it. So is this the all-wheel drive one?
Yes.
4MATIC?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so they're great utility vehicles. So we got the V6, and today we're doing the Power Foam, and we're gonna be spraying this directly into the throttle body. And that's the throttle body right there. Give you a little light, and you can see down in there. And basically that's like a little flap, and that flap opens and closes when you give it gas. It lets more air in. And there's some other things that we popped off. So I just wanted to quick go over what actually came off the car. Very simple, but you want to just take your time. You're going to wiggle it. This little clip, you're going to wiggle off. This clip, this clip, this clip, and then this. Here, this is a rubber, like real soft silicone. We're gonna show spraying that to maintain that and keep it clean. We popped off our front cover, and then we have a couple of air tubes that popped off in that hose. So very simple. The car starts with all those components popped off. So now it's time to do the Power Foam. So we're ready, Joe. You can, if you want, you just start her up and I'll start spraying. So I'm gonna throw it on the tripod and we're gonna start nailing her. Here we go. Let's do it. So we'll go here. And in one sec, Joe, let me grab the can. I got it. We're good. We're good. I got the can. And now we're gonna go here and here. And now all I do is just spray it in the throttle body. So here we go. I got my straw on. We're gonna give it a good shake, and we're gonna spray the whole can in, and then we're gonna tell Joe to turn off the car. All right, I'm gonna start spraying. Here we go. All right, we just conked her out. That means we gotta give her more gas. You can roll this down, Joe. Keep it at about 3,000 RPM. Yep. All right, so we're gonna keep it at a little higher RPM. All right, here we go. right. So now we're gonna spray it in a little more. The can's almost done. Now we're gonna let that sit on the heads. And that's it. So now we're gonna let all that foam sit on the heads. And right now all that foam's deep inside there. It's sitting on all the heads, all the exhaust, all that. So now we're gonna let her sit for 15 minutes. All right, so Joe's been using the AMSOIL products for how long?
Ever since I got it, which was back,
Wow.
I've had it like 6 years, something
Wow.
like that. So I started out with the AMSOIL in the engine, and then what was it, 5 months ago or something, we put it in the transmission here, and then use the fuel cleaner because I want to keep the engine clean, and it's always run you know, the premium gas and the fuel saver, and so it runs like a top. You know, I really enjoy driving it.
That's awesome.
It's like a cross between a Suburban and a Corvette, you know.
Yeah.
So it handles great on the road and plenty of power. So enjoying it.
That's awesome. Yeah, so he did the whole works on it, and it's going to be interesting to see the smoke show in a minute. So we're letting it sit. So he actually warmed this car up about 5-10 minutes before we took all the panels off.
Correct.
And what that does is it just gets everything warm and softer. The carbon is really hard and it can get stuck on, so it's good to get the car warmed up. And then when we run it, it runs nice and hot too when you're running at high RPM like that. And you're going to see all this carbon that comes out, but you could be surprised how much emissions you can lose and oil burning when you have all this carbon around your rings. And the Power Foam is like just a total cleaner that cleans almost everything in the engine, because it goes in the front and it goes all the way out the exhaust, so it's cleaning everything. And now the fuel injection cleaner is great because that helps the atomization of the fuel. It's like misting, like a spray bottle mists, where like a fire hose shoots straight. So when your injectors shoot straight, you're actually missing the spark and you're not igniting all the fuel. So it's so important too to run a fuel additive, because without the fuel additive, if it doesn't atomize, you're going to lose gas mileage too. So you want the PI performance improver, the Power Foam, especially with the high miles and the carbon buildup, and then the engine flush gets all the carbon around the timing chain. And then Joe, we were talking the other day and he explained it perfectly on vibration. So what were you saying, Joe, with what you do with health?
Well, I work with health and wellness, and the blood in our body is like the oil in the engine. And you know, when it's good, clean blood, it vibrates higher, and all health is determined on where you're vibrating. And so the higher you're vibrating, the healthier you are. Same with the engine. You know, when the oil is cleaner, it's vibrating higher. It's getting into the metal more. You know, it adheres closer to the metal, so you get more protection, less friction, and you get better performance. Same thing with the blood. So you got to keep everything clean, and it works perfectly that way. The vibration's higher. So.
There you go. Joe said it perfectly. And you know, when you have the slower vibration, it actually heats up more.
Yeah.
So you have more heat.
Lower your vibration, the more friction you have. Friction creates heat and resistance in the engine and in your body. And so it's all about, you know, keeping the frequencies up, the friction low, so it resonates. You know, it's like, you know, a finely tuned orchestra versus, you know, somebody beating on a drum. Okay. So that's how perfect it is. The other way that I say it a lot of times is, you know, a body that's resonating at optimal wellness is like an FM stereo radio station. There's no static. And when you start vibrating lower than that, it becomes an AM station where you've got static. Same thing in the engine. The dirtier your oil, you know, the less harmony there is in the engine. So the things start breaking. Yeah.
That's a perfect example. I love that. Thanks, Joe. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So yeah, if you want to see more with the fluid changes with Mercedes, we have a whole playlist up here in the corner. Remember, we got the giveaway that's every last Saturday of the month, 11 a.m. And this one's going to be huge. We're going to be doing some crazy snap-on tools. So definitely leave a comment within the first 3 hours. I extended it from the first 30 minutes to 3 hours now. So whenever that video comes up, leave that comment. I randomly select people. You never know who's going to be in. And if you're new to the channel, tap the subscribe notification bell. you'll be able to come back and watch how to keep your car running longer and stronger. That's what we do. So now we're getting ready to use the silicone spray, and this is like a very delicate lubricant for rubber and plastic. So Joe's actually, he just got done wiping the inside of this rubber, and now he's gonna wipe the inside of this hose. And this is like a little plastic pipe that goes into his throttle body cold air intake that goes in. So he's gonna get all that dust off there. And then after we get done wiping these plastics, we're gonna go ahead and spray it. You can go real heavy, it's fine, it's not gonna hurt nothing. Yep. And that's gonna get it nice and moist. And you can get this little area right there, yep. And that's gonna keep that super pliable and malleable. See, it's like a thick rubber piece, and you wanna keep that from cracking. And now it's gonna be nice and lubed up, and now he's gonna hit the other joints, like right here. You can hit that little area where the pipe goes on. You can hit this, the little inside portion of that. Perfect. And then we'll hit, you can even hit the outside of this, so that seals good. Perfect.
Okay.
And like right around there. Yep, good. And then this one too. And then he can hit inside there where it mates on the plastic pipe, right around that edge. And now we'll go to the motor. These little rubber grommets, and this one back there. Perfect. And then the other side. And then the one right there. There should be another one, or maybe it's just only one. Yep. And then you can also hit this little pipe, this outside of that, and that'll help it seal. And then you can hit around the throttle body, the whole perimeter of the throttle body. Perfect. And now it's time to put on the plastics and motor her up for the smoke show. It's time for the smoke show. This is it, the moment you've been waiting for. So if you love the smoke show, give the video a thumbs up. Share it with a friend that wants to learn how to make their car last longer and run stronger. All right, let's do it, Joe. Motor her up. Give it a little gas. So that's years of burnt carbon coming out. Years and years and years of carbon. Now you got to keep in mind, Joe took really good care of this car. So this is someone that took great care of their car, and it still has that much buildup. So if you've ever missed an oil change or went longer, that means you even have more buildup in your car. You got Joe driving the SL550.
Yes.
So far, what do you think of it, Joe?
Beautiful ride. Got more power and better handling than I thought. Feels really stable on the road.
How's the steering feel?
It's a lot tighter.
Yeah, in like the parking lot when you turn slow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, turning is simple and easy. No strain at all.
Update, so we got done driving it, but it seemed to sputter a little bit. So we're gonna clean the mass airflow sensor. I couldn't see if that was the mass airflow sensor with the mesh screen. So now we got this CRC mass airflow, and we're gonna give it a shot. So let's
look at what it does here.
Yeah, 4 to 10 more horsepower, better fuel economy.
Yep.
So every time you change your air filter, you can clean it.
Okay, we're just gonna
do it. Yep. Perfect. So now we'll let it sit for about 15 seconds, and then
spray it again.
We'll spray it again, and it says you can do it up to 10 times, and evaporates in about 15 seconds. It says it right on the front. Right here, evaporates in seconds. Right there.
Yep.
Cool. Yep, and there's your
15 seconds.
Yep. First startup after spraying it with the mass airflow cleaner, we'll see if she idles smoother. Nope, she stalled out. Uh-oh. We gotta let her dry. We'll let her dry for a minute. All right, the car's running super smooth after we clean the throttle body. So definitely, if you do the power foam, after you power foam it, make sure you clean it with the CRC mass airflow sensor cleaner, because even though you don't spray the power foam on it, a little bit of residual could get on it, and you don't want to leave it on that sensor. You want to make sure you clean it. So just do that and you'll be bulletproof. Trans shifting after the relearn.
It's shifting so much smoother, and the car is accelerating smoother also. Seems like less effort, you know, since we did everything. The foaming and the relearning of the transmission.
Wow.
And then we cleaned the airflow sensor.
Mass airflow sensor.
Yeah, the mass airflow. So all of that together, it's just humming even smoother than it was.
Wow.
I love it.
All right, so we'll get some reports on fuel mileage. He's going on a road trip, and hey, check out the video up here in the corner on my Mercedes when we did the transmission relearn process. So 151,000 miles, 2011, and this car is running like a top. Runs amazing. So we're just starting to drive it now. There could be a little bit of you know, build up still coming out, but we'll get Joe's driving impressions and see what he thinks. Holy cow! That was a lot of smoke back there. Wow.
Yeah, it was. Just kind of bended a little bit. Wow. Nothing serious. But...
So yeah, so it's even good to go out and you know, go drive it, you know, watch the car's not smoking a ton, because smog busters, the police can pull you over and give you a ticket. So you want to watch, you know, getting too crazy, but we will run it out a little bit. If you want to stop, Joe,
yeah, I was gonna...
and just give it a little rip and see what happens. So you'll get some buildup and the exhaust, and you know, it'll really help burn it out. So a lot of people, they ask, will it hurt your emissions, your exhaust? It won't. You know, the most important thing is to just avoid hitting any electronics, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's the most important thing, is to just make sure you keep all the spray away from electronics. That's it. So you don't short anything out. But it won't hurt the motor, it won't hurt metal. It's not going to hurt your oil. You know, a little bit of the power foam going in your motor oil, such a small amount, it's not going to hurt anything. So that's pretty much it. So how does it feel, Joe?
Feels good. We're going to make the U-turn here and go back.
All right.
Play again. I love the turning radius on this thing. Turns on that.
Yeah, these things do turn nice.
No smoke.
No smoke. So, anything else you want to add, Joe?
No, just running like a top.
All right.
Feels really good.
All right.
So I'm excited to see what the difference in mileage and stuff like that, and high speed acceleration is. You know, 'cause I do a lot of high speed. You know, I'm an 84 mile an hour guy, and you know, so that speed. Power to it, and stuff like that. So I'll be playing with it. Got a trip to Sedona this coming weekend, so I'll find out, you know, what it'll do on the freeway.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thanks, Joe, again.
All right, thank you. Thanks for all your help.
Yep, and check out this playlist here in the middle. That's on a bunch of other Mercedes we've done lots of fluid changes on. AMSOIL product were great. If you want to have any questions with the products, you can always reach out to me. My link is down in the description section below. If you're on a laptop or a desktop, click show more to the right, you'll see that. And if you're on a smartphone, hit the little reverse down arrow. All my information's there. Happy to help you with your car and with AMSOIL products, and we'll see you back right here on synthetic oil protection. Cheers to protection, protection, protection.
Prevention and protection.